we have a tremendous amount of respect for how well Pittsburgh plays, especially at home, how well they execute their offense. They never really beat themselves. They move the ball and execute their offense to the point where they always get the right guy in position to have the highest percentage shot. They've always been a great rebounding team, and so we had a lot of things we had to focus on. At least holding on the boards and trying not to give them as many high percentage shots as they're accustomed to getting as well as they execute their offense. And I thought that the night the games had a lot of ebb and flow. We couldn't get very much separation. They came back on us there in the second half, get to the foul line because they were much more aggressive than we were. And then at the end, I thought we started getting more aggressive, and we got to the foul line and got a couple of baskets, and I thought it really got a little bit of separation. It gave us an opportunity to kind of hit some free throws to pull the game out.
Leonard Patterson really didn't get off until the end there. Do you feel like your defense sort of led the way in this victory?
Well, I'm not really sure. He had some pretty good looks there that just didn't fall in the first half. You know, and some that almost uncontested. But I did think that at least we made him work for his shots. I'm not real sure you really could hold a guy like that down. You saw at the end of the game, we were trying to do everything we could to stop him. He was knocking down threes from the parking lot. But I think our goal was to try to at least make him work a little harder to get good looks. We tried to defend the guys a little more that were executing the offense as opposed to and just trying to be solid with him. And I just thought that he missed some easy opportunities in the first half, and we were very fortunate. They gave us a chance to kind of at least have a little bit of cushion going into halftime.
How relieved were you when you saw him foul out of the game with still some time left on the floor?
Well, to be very honest with you, I was more concerned about the time on the clock and where we were in the possessions. And I don't know how much time was on the clock when he fouled out. 3.8. Well, you know, with that, I was relieved the fact that we was going to the foul line, and if we may hit one free throw, it was going to be a two-possession game. So I guess I was somewhat relieved, not because he was going out, because we was going to the foul line, and hopefully we could at least put ourselves in a position where they would have a chance to at least overtake us.
Do you think your team's familiarity sort of with the style of play in the ACC was a benefit in the game today?
Excuse me?
Sort of like the more finesse style of play in the ACC in terms of officiating?
Well, I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, I don't think there's very much difference in styles of play in the ACC, the Big Ten, Big East, the American. I'm not really sure I really understand exactly what you're asking. This is, Jamie doesn't change his style very much. He's been doing the same thing for the last 10 years, and he's doing an outstanding job. But we have played against them twice, and we lost both times. I was in Miami in the Big East, and there's some similarity to in what they've done over a number of years. But Jamie's been so successful here the last couple of years by just doing what he does. And so now with all the games being on TV and everyone is doing statistical analysis on the opponents, we all know about each other. So familiarity, I'm not really sure is an issue at this point.
Leonard, how big was that three-pointer at the end of the shot clock that White hit that sort of gave your...
That was huge. That was huge. I mean, you know, we were a little out of sorts at the time, and the clock was running down. So that was a big time play for him. But I thought we had a lot of guys that had some good plays. Boris had a couple of tips and a block, and Jacquez had a block. We got some big rebounds. He got some stops there during that critical period. But the game could have gone either way.
Coach, in those last few minutes, how pronounced, I guess, was your advantage in free throws with you guys only missing 4 and Pitt missing 10?
Well, at one point in time, Pitt had taken 15 more free throws than we had, and about middle ways in I believe in the second half, because they were being much more aggressive. They were attacking off the bounce. They were being aggressive going to the basket. We couldn't get out of the way, and there was contact. They were forcing the contact, and they got to the foul line. They were very smart in their approach at that particular time. And I think that when we called timeout, we became a little bit more aggressive, and so we got to the foul line in a similar fashion. And fortunately for us, we knocked ours down.
Any more questions for Coach?
Well, Cam Wright was in here, and he said that the last couple of games, Pitt's lost 3 in a row now. He said that he thinks they've been beating the themselves a little bit lately. Do you think there's any truth to that, or was there, you know, do you see it a little differently with the league?
When I look at, I haven't watched, I mean, I've watched their games, but not looking for that.
Tonight,
They had 11 turnovers, we had 11 turnovers, we had 11 assists, they had 12 assists. I just think there was two hungry teams executing, they knew as much about us as we knew about them, and that's the nature of what goes on in the ACC. Every game's a battle royale, and they all can go either way. There's not very much separation in a lot of teams. We're a little younger, and a little less experienced, and we're trying to find our way. But I think that you can expect games just to be battles. And you're going to see a lot of games in the ACC where maybe the team that's at the bottom playing against the team that's at the top, and at the end of the night, it's still a battle when it goes down and comes down to the end of the game. That's the nature of the way the league has been several years, and I expect it to be more exciting, which I think that's one reason why I believe that's going to be the greatest basketball conference ever assembled. I think you're going to have some great games, and this is a typical game that you can expect night in, night out in the ACC.
Leonard, did you like the matchup that White had today, or was he more aggressive than he has been?
I think he was in the flow a little more, and I thought our guys got the ball to him in spots. They kept switching their defenses, and he's been around a little longer, and so he was a little more familiar, you know, with these types of games, and so he gave us pretty good leadership down the stretch, and his free throws, and got in there and got a couple plays for us that we had to have.
Everybody else set?
Thank you very much.